Hi everyone, my name is Negustita and I have an exciting announcement. Today is September 6th and I just released a new song to the world. This is something I had been holding on to and trying to refine, trying to perfect before I let it out to the world, until I realized it doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be out there. So this song is called Day by Day. It's just sort of honestly, I wrote the song about myself. 100% I wrote the song to myself. This is a message from my higher self to me, a reminder that, excuse me, I had to burp, a reminder that it's okay to take things day by day. It's okay if the world seems really chaotic and gross, because it is, and that's literally all you can do. Okay, all you can do. And I kind of have a message too, a sort of channeled message here today. So today is my first day off in a while. I work every day and my job is a very physically demanding type of job, and so there's times where I get exhausted and I don't really have the energy to do anything, but I had to remind myself something. And it started when I prayed. And I asked God to make this a good day for me, to motivate me, to guide me, to give me love and light, to make me do what it is I was meant to do for today. Because sometimes I get so wound up, so overstimulated, so I'm looking at the big picture too much, and I'm wondering, how am I going to do all of this? How am I going to get this done? It's let's say you're trying to build a car, and you may know how to build a car, but it's wow, there's a lot of different parts. There's so much to it. It's not just getting the engine or wheels or whatever, right? There's hundreds of different little parts that you need to have, and that takes time and that takes money, and it can be overwhelming, because it's honestly almost easier just to give up before you even try. It is easier. That doesn't require as much effort. It requires 6 times as much to try anyway. And so today's message is sort of a boost of encouragement to guide us. All right. Okay, so the message is, when you live your life with purpose and faith, you are choosing to allow God's presence, God's being into your very life, right? You allow God's light to guide you. And the scary thing about that is, you don't know where that's going to take you. You're not aware. You're kind of left in the dark. All you can really see is exactly what is in front of you, as far as the light can illuminate. But you have to have faith that God can see what's beyond that and more, and that the direction He's choosing to guide you in is the right one for you. So to take that and minimize that, and how do we apply that to our personal selves, to our personal lives, it was just today I felt I was reminded yes, it is on God's timing. So whatever I don't get done today, or whatever I do get done today, that's what God had intended me to do. When I had set that intention, when I put that prayer out to the universe, essentially, it was received, and immediately okay, now we will guide her, now we will show her. And maybe today, for some of us, right, the day could just be to rest. You don't know what God's going to put you through. You don't know the trials that are coming before you. You don't know what God has planned for you, or what the devil is cooking up, what he's scheming. You don't know. So rest is the best way you can prepare, because with a clear mind, a balanced psyche, and in that refreshing state, you can see things clearly, and you are less vulnerable to illusions. When the mind is tired, that's when you are vulnerable. That's when you're vulnerable, susceptible to manipulation and illusion setting, right? I feel dark forces out there, negative energies, or whatever you want to call it. Personally, I call them demons. I call it for what it is, but they're gonna sit there and they're gonna want you to to feel down on yourself. They're gonna do all these things and all this energy so that you're physically and mentally exhausted. So when they throw you an obstacle, you just want to give up, and that kind of sets a chain reaction, right? If you don't have discernment, if you don't have intuition or will to keep going, then it's gonna trickle down, and it'll stop you from doing all kinds of things that you were meant to do, or what's good for you, or whatever. Okay. And so, you know, I guess the main part is God. When you welcome God into your life, you do that by having faith. I'm not one of those people that thinks you need to pray every day. I'm sure that's really good for you, but I don't believe that if you don't, then that means you deserve the bad things that happen to you. Bad things are going to happen to you anyway, with faith. Maybe with faith, things are going to happen to you anyway. Those trials are coming for you, but with awareness, I think that it gets less challenging. That doesn't mean that the challenge isn't challenging. It just means your mind isn't you're not getting in your own way. And that literally can mean the world of, like, all the difference, okay? So the main thing here is, even if you woke up today and all you could do is, like, make breakfast, you know, watch TV, brush your teeth, and then wash your face and go to sleep, then honestly, that was all that you were meant to do that day. And then on other days, maybe you're guided to be extremely productive and get boom, 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 all these things done. Those were things that were also planned for you. When you live with faith, it's like you don't need to worry how long it takes you, because you're on God's timing. And what seems minuscule to us, these little things, these little tasks that feel such burdensome, or so, you know, like, maybe even draining for some of us, that was what you were meant to do for that day. You're building a tolerance. You're building a tolerance to this is step by step, right? Like, let's say your destiny is to become like an Olympic gold medalist, but you can't even run a mile. Like that, if that is your destiny, then that's what you're going to be guided to do. The universe is going to send you so many freaking signals, so many freaking signs, but you don't make it there overnight. No, baby, that takes decades of dedication. Every day, you will most likely dedicate at least like 50 minutes of your time towards achieving this goal. God forbid you have other things that you have to prioritize, like raising kids, or, you know, car insurance and car bills, or like rent. Like, God forbid, if that's also on your plate, it's gonna take you a while, but it is still possible. And if it's your destiny, you can't really escape it. You can avoid it, but that's just gonna leave you feeling defeated. And I think a lot of the darkest people out there, the darkest demons, if you will, are the people that gave up on their dreams. That's why they're so hell-bent on making you give up, so they're not suffering alone, right? Like, and I feel like that's just human nature, really. Like, at the end of the day, it's like, if someone's sad, misery likes company. But you also have the ability to make yourself happy, and you have the ability to try, even if it's just a little bit every day, a millimeter every day. The goal is, the point here is, don't give up and keep trying. And sometimes that's what it looks like to have faith. That's what it means to be guided, because you will eventually get there. And, you know, don't keep in mind the when it's going to happen, because when it's going to happen, it's better if you don't know, and it's going to catch you by surprise, and you're going to be so freaking happy. You're going to be sitting there like, thank freaking the heavens and the stars that I didn't give up on myself. Or even if I did, that I still kept trying, that I picked myself back up and I did it again, because that takes more strength and more courage than you could ever realize. And it is also so inspirational. And when you can get yourself to that point, people are going to be pining after your energy for the rest of your life, because that